Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you enjoyed last week's episode, and today I'm going to be reviewing set 75276, the Stormtrooper Helmet set. This set came out, this set cost even £110 of now, because I've checked online, and was released on the 29th of April 2020, and will retire in March 2022. So I would buy it before that date, or the date I just said, which was March 2022. Because first off, it's already gone up a ridiculous amount. Because when I bought this in 2020, it cost £54 or somewhere around that, and I got it online, and I thought it was a bit overpriced at the time, and now it's doubled the price of that, and I just I don't know. I would just buy it before it goes up even more. Don't know why it's gone up so much, but if you want this set, you should buy it now before it costs double the amount it does now, which is just crazy. Because I bought sets which are £100, which had a lot more to it, and yeah. So the set I reviewed last week was the Boba set helmet set. I don't know, they don't really have a name, do they? And then this one is the Stormtrooper helmet, and then next week and the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be doing all the different helmets I have. I think I have most of the Imperial or most of the Star Wars helmets, so I'm going to be reviewing those. So let's get into the review. This set came with no minifigures because it's a display set. You meant to put it on the shelf and look at it. I think it's okay for that purpose, but unfortunately, it's my least favorite helmet out of the series of Star Wars helmets which were released, because it came in a wave of three: the Boba Fett helmet, which I really like, the Stormtrooper helmet, and then the Imperial TIE Fighter helmet. And this is my least favorite one out of all of them, especially that wave. I just don't really like it. It looks a bit odd, but being someone who's actually tried to build stuff with Lego, I know how difficult it can be. But I would think they could have made it look better, because it just looks a bit off to me, especially the eyes and the mouth. But I don't know. I think that's just my personal opinion. So I'm going to start reviewing it and getting a more close-up view. So this is what came with it. It's just the helmet. I think it's on the mouthpiece and the eyes, which I have a problem with. But you can see the mouthpiece. And this set, the problem with this set is how many stickers are onto it. I know they couldn't really get some details out about stickers, but the other set I reviewed, which was the Boba Fett helmet, had no stickers and it looked amazing. Well, this set has like 20 stickers and it looks okay in my opinion, but I think they could have done better. So there's 2 stickers here, but these pieces are printed, which I really like. I think that they printed these especially for this set and the TIE Fighter helmet one. I'll show you that next week. You can tell I'm going to go from front anti-clockwise around it, or clockwise even, I don't know. So this is the front. You can see the line through the helmet. Even on the back of the box, it shows what they look like in the films. I think they use A New Hope as an example. So you can see that at the end of the video when I show you the box art. So this is the mouthpiece, which is like slanted, and it looks really cool. These are the eyes, which are all brick built, thankfully, and it has like a dome piece for a helmet, which has quite a lot of detail. Most of it is just put onto it instead of into the design of the dome, but it's okay. It has some side bits either side because it's very symmetrical. And this build is quite tedious because most of it is quite similar and has very, very, very small colour palette: grey, white, a lot of white, and black. And that's all. Most of the pieces on the outside, but on the inside it's quite colourful. But it's one of the most boring colour palettes of a set, in my opinion. So moving on to this side, you can see the 4 stickers, which has 8 lines in total. And you can see the build up from here to here, all the bricks, and the side bit here, which are in the Stormtrooper helmets in the films. So you can see that looks interesting. It has this bit which loops around the entire helmet. It has these couple studs here. So I don't know. I think we're just trying to make it have a mix between studs and plates, which are the smooth tiles, studs and smooth tiles. So it looks more like Lego than just a piece of plastic. So you can see that detail there, and these details, which you can see better from this side than the front. And this earpiece, which I think they did really well with that color, with that piece here. The only problem with it is it's very loosely connected, so sometimes you have to straighten it out, and you can easily knock it when you're moving the set. This is quite sturdy, by the way. Same with all the storms or all the helmets even. They're quite sturdy and they look really good. Moving to the back, you can see compared to the Boba Fett helmet, it has a lot of very similar design, and it's quite basic with just white plates. They try to make some variation with the where the pieces are placed, but you can see it looks a bit random. And if you're looking at it far away, it looks okay. But when you go really up close to it, it looks a bit strange. Yeah, it's with two black bits either side, or dark raven either side, which matches these pieces here. It looks really interesting. Because I think the problem with this set is they tried to make a Stormtrooper, which I think looks really cool, but it looks very simplistic and bland. So, yeah, which is unfortunate because the designers couldn't change that up, but they did as the best as they could have with what they got. You can see more detail going along here, and it's very symmetrical. Unlike the Boba Fett helmet, which is, I think it would be my favourite, if not second favourite, to the TIE Fighter helmet from that wave, the 3-set wave. And this is definitely my least favourite helmet, but if you want to get it, it's okay, that's fine. You can also see the two mouthpieces here and here, which I think are very interesting, but there is a gap above here, which if you're looking at it like where I'm sat, looks very noticeable. On camera you can't really notice it, but there is a gap there which is quite noticeable. And when you're looking at the helmet, which is a very personal complaint, but if you're looking at it there, you can see the bit of like dark grey and black comes through, and you can see it because it looks like his mouthpiece and then just like a little line below it, which I think is very distracting. And when I'm looking at a set I think that's very distracting, and I don't know, because I could justify buying this for the collection for if it was for £54 or around that price range, but for £110 I think it's very overpriced, especially for what you're getting. So if I were you, I would wait for the price to come back down. But you don't know, Lego is very strange. It can go really, really expensive or very, very cheap. But online right now it costs £110, which I would definitely not buy enough one of these, especially for that price. You can see this little mouthpiece here. Like, I really like this bit here. Like a lot of ventilation, and they use a tire or a tread piece from cars, which I think is very clever, very smart to use that piece there to cover that up a bit. I think it looks pretty cool. We also use these pieces here, which is like a tire piece, and we use like a axle piece to stick it there. I think it looks pretty cool and interesting, and I really like it. I'll show you the base now. It's stuck in with like, if you have got multiple of these helmet sets, you can really notice when you build one and when you later on build another, you can very easily tell the building process for these helmet stands. It's very, very, very similar. They just copy and paste it from other previous sets, and we just have to do the helmet and then build it around that frame. You can see from the bottom it looks very simple. There's even a hole in the back of there, and like a tan piece there you can see, a bit random, but I don't know. It's held on with Technic pieces, so it's very, very secure, so when you're moving it, that's not a problem. Other sets, you might have to worry about knocking a bit off it, or worrying about it falling off. The only part I would have a problem with is this piece here, because you can quite easily knock it off, but the rest of it, rock solid. You cannot knock anything off this, unless you dropped it, but that's just a different problem. So you even got this custom printed black, which I think is really cool. Over, it says like a Star Wars Stormtrooper which I think is really cool. I really like that. And I think that's one of my favourite parts of resets is that we go through the effort of printing that instead of just putting a sticker. Even some UCS sets, they make you put on a big sticker, which I think is very, very cheap, especially for Lego. Even for the UCS sets, which cost from up to 200 to almost £1,000 of Lego, and they can't be bothered to print one piece. It's just, I don't know, it's just mind-boggling that Lego think they can get. I think they can just do that. It's just, I don't know. I think they should change that. So you've got lots of slope pieces. Now I really like the stands, but they're very, very similar to each other. You can see this bottom of the stand is very similar to the one I reviewed last week, with a 6x6 tan plate and the 4 studs. I think it's slightly different than the one I reviewed last week because some of them are slightly different to each other, because I think they changed the design for the bottom of the stand to make it more secure. Then they changed their mind and then they took it back. I think, I can't remember. I'll show you later on. If you subscribe, you can see my other videos. And so that ends up the review. So if you like these videos, please leave a like, please subscribe. It can only be a click of the button and take about 5 seconds to do, and it really helps me out. It shows YouTube that you like my videos and other people might like it, and it just makes my channel get bigger and bigger every day. So please subscribe, and maybe show it to a friend if you want to. It really helps me out. So I'll see you next time.